My specific purpose is to inform my audience two things about Victoria Falls. The central idea are two things about Victoria Falls and its history and facts it makes interesting and appealing to tourists. How many of you have ever been in a situation where you experienced something so beautiful in nature that you are in complete awe? My name is Lizzie Harris. I am here to tell you about Victoria Falls today. My desire is to travel and learn about the world as something that is very intrigued, and I have really enjoyed researching and learning all about this beautiful place. I think you will all find this interesting because it's a significant landmark in the world, and I feel it is amazing enough towards sharing. Today, I am going to tell you about the history of Victoria Falls and what makes it so awesome that tourists from all over the world want to come and see it. First, I am going to talk about the history of Victoria Falls. The article, David Livingstone Reaches the Victoria Falls, November 1855, describes David Livingstone's journey to discover this beautiful place. He discovered the falls in Kazungala, Zambia, in 1855, trying to find a route to the Atlantic coast. He wanted a route for Western trade and to spread Christianity. He named it Makolo when he was found, and it means the thundering smoke. It is 2 times the size of Niagara, 5,000 feet across, and 355 feet high. A.J.C. Marks detailed in her journal the physical history of the Victoria Falls, how the falls were formed. Tectonic activity caused the mass that is the falls to the spring. The surrounding lakes and rivers are the source of the water. Now that I've told you about the history of Victoria Falls, I'll move on to my next point. Now I'll tell you why Victoria Falls is such a popular attraction for tourists. Natalie Thompson's article, Options Abound for Soaking for the Majesty of Victoria Falls, tells about how Victoria Falls is one of the several natural wonders of the world. It describes it saying, creates a sense of timelessness and is overwhelmingly magnificent. Tourists can see the falls from miles away and can see water spray over the whole Victoria Falls town. Now that I've told you about the history of Victoria Falls, I'll move on to my next point. Now I'll tell you why Victoria Falls is such a popular attraction for tourists. Natalie Thompson's article, Options Abound for Soaking for the Majesty of Victoria Falls, tells about how Victoria Falls is one of the several natural wonders of the world. It describes it saying, creates a sense of timelessness and is overwhelmingly magnificent. Tourists can see the falls from miles away and can see water spray over the whole Victoria Falls town. There is a resort for people to stay in that offers authentic African food and culture. People go because they feel they can get the full tourist experience within the tourist town. A safari for all ages tells about opportunities to see the falls. There are safaris available that include and go through tour the falls. Group trips are available and fully customizable private tours. Because there are so many opportunities to make a fun trip that includes the falls, it brings in more people. In closing, I am glad I got to share with y'all today about Victoria Falls. Remember that I told you about the history of Victoria Falls and why it is such a hit attraction for tourists. If you and your family or friends are ever looking for a breathtaking, awe-inspiring place to visit while in Africa, Victoria Falls should be your first stop.